Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Thursday, July the 11th, 2024. Thursday, July the 11th. You all are going to have to excuse me. For some reason, I'm having a little asthma flare up here. Had to do my inhaler and everything. But anyway, let me try to get through this before things get a little worse here. Today was just a nothing day to me, in my opinion. We have, Kate's walk in the door at the end of yesterday saying, "Is there a problem here?" And Ava, of course, invites him in. "I would like you to show him out. He's threatened me." And Kate comes in and looks. "Is that true, Sonny?" She goes, "You could confiscate his phone. It's all on the recording." So Kate looks at Sonny. Sonny picks up his phone and says, No, nothing's on the recording." Because when he picked it up, he pushed delete and he turned it to Kate. He goes, "Nothing is on this phone. There's not a recording of us." And so Ava is saying something about, yeah, she really wants him to leave and this, that, and the other. And Kate says, "You know what, Corinthos, it's time for you to go." And so Sonny looks at him, and I forget what Sonny says. And then as he's going by, because Ava says, "He's trying to take my daughter away from me." And so as Sonny's walking by, he says, "But you wouldn't know about a parent and a child relationship. Where's your son, Jaggert?" Or Kate's, whatever he called him, right? So we already know what's going to happen there. Ava invites him to stay in and have a drink with her. I could swear he's on duty. I don't know. Is he ever off or on duty? So she presents "I'm so afraid of him. I'm so afraid of him." And he's like, "Well, you all just last week were living together and you seem to be pretty fine." "Oh, I was just doing that to try for my daughter's sake, just to try to keep some, stability for her. But, I fear for my daughter's safety with him." Really? Because every time Kate came around, Ava was Clyde to Sonny's Bonnie, right? That's how that was. She was joined at the hip with him. As a matter of fact, Kate should use the opportunity and say, "Hey, you know what? Since seem to be on the outs with Sonny, for the record, why were you both really at that warehouse where Sonny got shot at? What was the real reason you were there?" And let's see if Ava would talk. Because she sure seems to be telling a whole lot of stuff, right? And then he asked Ava, "Why would Sonny Corinthos try to take your daughter from you?" You know what Ava says? "I don't know. He is so volatile it doesn't make any sense." And I'm like, "You don't know." Okay. So, after that, of course, I fast forwarded everything. And then when they came back to them, of them, and when they came back, he's telling Ava, Sonny, because she asked, "Would you testify for me?" Now, why would an FBI agent get in the middle of a custody battle? To me, that would be, for one, a conflict of his job, and for two, he's not related to Ava, so there's no family obligation. That would be completely out of line, right? Diane Miller would have a field day if John Case took the stand, talking about Sonny Carrizo should not be, having sole custody of any child. Yeah, okay. So he says, "I'll think about it." But he goes, "You don't have to worry about Sonny raising your daughter because very soon Sonny Corinthos will be behind bars where he belongs." Does he know something we all don't know? Because Sonny is not the head of pikemen. John is not investigating Sonny, remember? So I don't know where Kate's even comes up with the statement like that. And Ava looks like, oh, really? With her martini, really? Like, do tell, do tell. So Sonny goes to Alexis, asking pretty much the same thing that he asked Carly. You know, Ava's trying to take my daughter. And if you would you be willing to testify that I've been a good father to Christina? You know, and so Alexis says, if you want me to get up on the stand and say how much you love your daughter, yes, I absolutely can get up on the stand and testify to that. She says, however, if they ask me about your line of work, I will not lie on the stand. And Sonny just looks at her. And look, not even just your line of work. All Scott Baldwin has to do is say, did you share custody of your daughter, Christina Corinthos Davis? I'm surprised it wasn't Davis Corinthos, but okay. Father's name, whatever. Did you share custody? Because Alexis will say, no, I had full custody. And then they'll say, why? And she'll tell. She did not feel Sonny's way of life was safe at all. As a matter of fact, Christina herself says, and she told Jocelyn, you spent more time with my dad than I did. See, Alexis did not let Christina be around Sonny. Sonny did not have all access to her to keep her safe. So actually, Alexis will, excuse me, hurt the case more than help the case. So she needs to be one not to call. She really shouldn't. So then we have Felicia C. and Mac. I mean, not Mac. Felicia C. and Cody, convincing him to, for one, not leave. For two, just give Mac some time. She says this is a shock for Mac. It's just gonna take him time. But Maxie and I know, and so Cody said that's exactly what Maxie said. She says, Maxie and I know Mac very, very well. And Mac is a forgiving man. It just takes him time. So please just allow him time. So Felicia intentionally leaves her phone there. And Maxie had called Mac over. And she's talking to Mac about Cody. And, oh, no, he lied. Oh, no, I really wanted him to be my son in the beginning. And Maxie says, and he is your son now, Mac. But he lied. He, he denied this, that, and the other. And she says, Mac, how many lies have I told? How many messes have I made? And you have forgiven me for each. And as a matter of fact, you have stood behind me 100%. So give Cody another chance. So they're sitting down talking, and Felicia comes in and she says, has anybody seen my phone? And so they're looking, and Max says he would go check, I guess, in the back. And so Felicia goes to Maxie, how'd it go with Max? She goes, he's stubborn. She didn't hardly get anywhere. How'd it go with Cody? Oh, I could tell I made some headway with Cody. So she goes, good. So Mac comes back in, he says, I haven't found it, and blah, blah, blah. And then Maxie picks up her phone and calls Felicia's phone. Because Felicia said, Maxie, can you call it? Maybe we'll hear it ring. So when she calls it, Cody hears it ringing on the table. He picks it up and he goes, Maxie? And she hangs up. So she says, nope, it's not here. And so Mac is like, well, you know what? Maybe you've lost it for good, and blah, 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 whatever. And then all of a sudden, a minute or two later, well, 5 minutes later, the doorbell rings and it's Cody saying Felicia left her phone at the Quartermaid's. And he's talking to Maxie because she answered the door. And he's handing it to her and he sees Mac because Maxie kind of opens the door wide and he sees Felicia and Mac. And Mac is just looking at him. So, you know, the two girls, women, are going to get them together so that they could talk. And, well, you know, this the first time is not going to go very well. We all know that. But the time after that, and the time after that, and the time after that will. We have Brooklyn talking to Christina and Blaze. They agree to be interviewed and tell their truth, just their truth of the story, not really address Natalia, her statements. They're just going to talk about their love for each other and probably why they chose to, you know, keep it private. So that's going to happen. And Christina goes over to Alexis where Sonny is, and she lets them know what's going to happen. So that's, you know, we'll see that interview and how that goes. Last but not least, before I can't talk anymore, Portia goes to talk to Jordan, tells Jordan she's getting signatures together to overturn, to recall Laura as the mayor, because there's a lot of Port Charles citizens up in arms. And she goes in, and when we get her recalled as the mayor, you know, we want you, you know, you can be the mayor. And I'm like, well, for one, Portia, you can't put Jordan in that position. Jordan would have to be voted in by all of the citizens of Port Charles. Nice thing for you to say. And Jordan pretty much puts her in her place, saying, you know what, for one thing, Laura's just asking questions. Period. Nothing more. And to you know, for you to say, oh, I'm going to be missed, she says, no, that's not how that happens. And then Portia is up. What if it were your son and maybe Heather killed your son? God forbid she killed your son. Would you be so happy to accept a medical condition? Because she did kill other people and their families have to live with that. And so Jordan said, and I think they left it at that. I think they left that scene with Portia saying, how would you feel if your son was dead? And Laura is trying to do this. So Portia is making a big, big stink about Heather, as she shouldn't. I mean, I'm with her on that, right? Laura's sitting there trying to be this goody two-shoeser. So Heather called her to Pittenville, and she brings a picture of Ace. And Heather tells her, you know, Laura, I deserve to be here. I did these things. Do I want to be here? No. But this is how I'm paying for what I've done. Please stop trying to get my case reopened. She goes, I'm not trying to get your case reopened. I mean, I'm just asking some questions. And that's up for a judge. Heather says, don't do it, Laura. Let this go. She says, yes, I'm told it's the poisoning that made me think so irrationally. I am thinking differently now. She says, but Laura, what if it wasn't? And what if something in me clicks and I go back to my same ways? I don't want that on my conscience. Leave me here. She says, leave this alone. Please just continue to come visit me periodically and bring me pictures of our beautiful grandson. That's all I want from you, Laura. And Laura's just sitting there like, what? Anyway, everybody, that's it. I'm held on. I really can't do comment corner because I think I'm gonna have to do my inhaler again. I will be back tomorrow with another daily recap of General Hospital.